Hi, Genki Call here with Raid Boss for the weekend of December 9th, 2022. We really don't have any amazing troops for this. We don't. We've got no good mana generators. We've got no troops that do damage to all enemies unless you happen to have the Scourge of Honor. There is Despond right here, who will hit the entire enemy team if you target the bottom troop, but the most damage he's going to do is equal to their attack, which is great, but more effective on the higher levels. And I'm not going to be using him. But yeah, so I'm using mana generating um, weapons for the most part. But before we get to that, let me show you in the shop we have a brand new weapon. This is the Bane of Gods. Bane of Gods will explode purple gems, gives the normal random status effect to all of Sin and Mirage allies, and then summon a Sin of Mirage troop. And it uses yellow and green. And the upgrades are nothing special. There's nothing as far as but bump. As far as the exploding weapons go, this one's really boring. There's nothing special about it at all, except that it uses yellow and green, and there aren't many that use those colors. If there are any at all, I'm not sure. Can't think of one offhand. Anyway, new splody weapon in the shop. It is in the Soul Forge this weekend, but it's going to be cheaper to get it with gems than with diamonds. Right, alright. I backed out of that. Let's go back in, raid boss, and fight. I've already done all of the early stages with this first team. Um, the teams I have put together are pretty much all for people with no legendaries because I don't like the legendaries that we have available to us for this. So the first team is this one, Summer's Fury. You will have this for free just for getting your red mana mastery up to, I don't remember what, but it does damage to all enemies and creates 6 red gems, which will feed back into itself. Also, we've got Envy, who does damage to the 2 strongest enemies, boosted by enemies at full life or full mana. So, a little bit of extra damage there. He is devastating in Arena. He's only here basically because he does damage to 2 enemies. And then Barghast also does damage to 2 enemies. Just be sure you never target the bottom troop because it's going to hit whatever troop you target and then the one beneath it as well. Now it is also going to burn and fairy fire them, and the fairy fire is something I'm really interested in because it makes you do extra spell damage. So yeah, I recommend, well, the team code has Sun Spear, and if you're higher level and you have Fire Blade, even better. Triple fire, triple skull damage to the burning enemies. So anyway, this is for early teams. This is before you get to raid boss or, Zul'Goth, before you start having trouble with Zul'Goth. This is my first level with Zul'Goth, and this should go pretty easily still at this point. So, alrighty, we need mana. That. I would rather cast Envy, but we'll do that. And then we'll just take them out with this. So the early levels went very quickly with this team because Summer's Fury does hit all enemies. When you need it though, when you start having problems with Zul'Goth and you're afraid you're not going to be able to kill him, you really need to get your boss killer in here. And the boss killer this time around is the Envoy of Pride. Until you start having problems, you can have 2 Barghasts in here still. 2 Envoy of Pride is for later on. This is the one that's going to do 3 to 5 times damage to the boss troop, which in this case is raid boss Zul'Goth. And, he steals some magic and, the usual stuff. And Mountain Crusher, because I know you have it. All you have to do is get your brown mana mastery up and you will have this very, very powerful weapon. It also, if you have it leveled at all, you'll get a dust storm with it, which will feed itself and Barghast. And I'm using Elementalist on this because it's going to be the safest class for you to use if you are lower level. And I only have two more teams after this. So Basically, the dealio is you want to use this on Zuul, take him out, insta-kill, whee! And let's hit that Bow Raven, make sure we don't lose him, and now it's a little slower this way, because we can only hit one enemy at a time, except for with this guy. But it is effective, so on those higher levels, you're going to need at least one Envoy of Pride. Envoy? The last team I have here for people with no legendaries, yeah, is kind of cheating. A little bit of a cheating thing here going on. You may not have Trickster Shot, but I'm not making any teams with legendaries this time because I don't like the legendaries. I just don't. Not for raid boss. So, base rarity, the legendaries are Despond, I already mentioned. Lust, hell no. And Tartarus, which is, pretty good. It's whatever their attack. If they have 100 attack, he's going to do, for me, 149 damage, and that's pretty good. But I'd rather have something that hits 2 enemies. But for the later levels, I mean, right now I could totally do this, but let me show you what we've got here. Trickster Shot is going to take all of the armor from the enemy and deal damage. It's going to gain magic boosted by the armor eliminated. This thing scales so beautifully. Love this weapon so much, and you could actually do this, but I'm using Assassin class on this particular team for multiple reasons. For one thing, it starts with a Dark Storm, and also you've got, random death mark if you have it. You've got Rising Shadows if you have it fully leveled. Chance to assassinate the last enemy when another enemy dies, and raid boss Zul'Goth that won't work on, but if you've already gotten rid of him, it's okay. And then also another chance to assassinate the last enemy when you deal skull damage, so that's why I have it at the front. But Envoy of Pride, and then Deminaga is here for mana gen. You've got to have some kind of mana gen. Create 8 to 12 purple gems and give all purple allies a quarter of their mana. So this is the last team without Mythics. The last one will have the Scourge of Honor on it. And, honestly, I think I just like the no legendary teams better. Alright, so he doesn't have much armor. He's only stripping 31. He's only stripping 31. But watch this damage. Even just stripping 31 armor, it goes from 48 to... That just strips the armor, and then you follow up with Envoy of Pride. Now it's 60 damage with just that little bit of a hit. Oh, it's so nice. Love Trickster Shot. It is the bomb. Alright, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to bother with Trickster Shot. There's no reason to. And then, boom. Done! Okay, we love that. Love that for us. Lastly, we have the team with Scourge of Honor. It's the only troop that does damage to all enemies unless you count Despond, and here's what we've got. We're using all of the colors here, Envoy of Pride up front, which, is a weird choice, but here's the way that I'm thinking. You use Rope Dart on Zul'Goth, and you drag him to the front of the queue, and then you have your 3 to 5 times skull damage on Zul'Goth with the Envoy. That's the idea. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that very well. It's pretty dangerous. It's definitely dangerous. Because you could get taken out pretty easily. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let me see if I can give you a visual here. I may have to do a few levels with this, and I may still not be able to show you, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Alright, just need some mana. Don't cast with other things. Okay. So we pull Zul'Goth up to the front, and let's say that this guy doesn't kill him off. You gotta be careful because he's up front now, and he's gonna be getting all the mana, and he could take out your team, but if you had some skulls available, you could get that 3 to 5 times damage with the skulls, and I'm just gonna do this. Yay, Scourge of Honor. Alright, I'll try one more. See if I can accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish here. but you know, it's not going to scale like Earth's Fury or Mang or um, Earth's Fury or Mang or watch this. Earth's Fury, Mang, or Trickster Shot. Rope Dart won't, but it's still very effective. So I did not mean to do that. I meant to cast with Scourge of Honor. Anyway, that is my raid boss video for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite teams in the description box below. Let me know what I didn't think of. I would love to hear of other ideas of how to do this event. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!